You're getting a behind the scenes look at my studio. I've not showed this to anyone, but I'm showing it to you. This is where I'm going to do some of my live performances. We're calling this the Piano Bar Studio. Very soon, in about an hour, there's going to be a massive black curtain hanging here too, creating a nice little black box effect for this room. And you're getting one of the camera views that my audience will get when they tune in. There's another camera right there, and we can add two more, in fact, if we need to. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about some challenges that I had putting this studio together and a question that I started asking myself that made all the difference, that actually saved me hours of time. Would you like to know what it is? I'll share it with you. See, as I was going through this studio setup, I was having to learn a bunch of new skills. Become an audio engineer, become a video engineer, become a light technician. In fact, you might be able to see that's a softbox light right up there. And I found myself having to learn these new skills quickly. And I was very concerned that I learned them properly, because we have to make this pivot in my industry very quickly, and we have to do it well. Does that sound a lot like what you have to do for your job? Maybe it's just simply working from home. Maybe it's working from home, being a parent, being an educator, being a babysitter, being a cook on limited ingredient runs. I mean, there are so many challenges that we're all facing. And so here's the question that I kept asking myself as I ran into every single obstacle you could imagine in this process. I said, why won't this work? And the thing is, I was able to answer that question. I was able to find every single reason why it wasn't working. But that didn't help me solve my problem. What helped me solve my problem was asking a better question. And instead of asking, why isn't this working? What I started asking was, what could I do to make this work? Now, if you're like me, you're sitting there going, Greg, I can't believe I watched 2.5 minutes of this video just to get to that stupid question. I agree with you. The first time someone suggested flipping the script like that, I had the same reaction. But do you know what I found? I found that it works. And isn't that the most important thing? Because if we ask ourselves a better question, we get a better answer. And when you're faced with a situation that's not going your way, it's not very helpful to know what's going poorly. We can figure that out later. The military calls them after-action reports, when they figure out what went wrong, what went well. But they do that afterwards. In the heat of battle, in the middle of the situation, what's helpful for you and I to do is to ask ourselves, what could I do to make this work? How could I get this to work? And when we start doing that, what we do is we condition our brain to start looking for solutions rather than identifying obstacles. Because as we've talked about before, our brain is an obstacle-finding machine. It dates back to ancient programming that's here in our brain that was originally intended to keep us safe. But nowadays, it kind of puts us in a bind. Because when we're in a difficult situation, we are inclined to look for what's wrong. But instead, I challenge you to do what I did, to ask yourself a better question. To ask yourself, what could I do to make this work? Ask yourself a way to help yourself find a way to make it right. And that's just what you'll do. Thanks for watching this video. My name is Greg Offner. You can subscribe if you want more great content. You can like and comment below, because I'd love to hear what you think. And most importantly, you can share this with friends.